Then number 4, Sanya Nimittang Kattaram Parimana. Parimana means the extent. We should know what is the amount of, or the factors of, what is the extent of the subject. Because if it has no end, no limit, we have a fear, we have no courage to study it. Therefore, we should know how much is this subject, what is the scope of this subject, what are the horizons of this subject. Unless we have no belief, we have no courage to study it, we have fear, we have no definite idea. Therefore, in ancient times, when they introduce a new thing, they presented this much is the subject. Then, as far as Abhidhamma is concerned, it has many sources. Sometimes we get fear when we understand how can we learn such a vast literature. You know that in Abhidhamma belongs to one of the 3 baskets of the Buddha's teaching, Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma. The Abhidhamma Pitaka means basket. Abhidhamma Pitaka includes 7 books, Dhamma Sangana, Vibhanga, Puggala Panyati, Katavattu, Yamaka, Patthana. Dhamma Sangana, Vibhangancha, Katavattu, Puggalang, Dhatu, Yamaka, Patthana. These are the 7 works of Abhidhamma. And also, when it was introduced to Sri Lanka by Venerable Mahinda in the 3rd century BC, during the reign of King Devanampiyatissa, it was preserved by Sri Lankan monks until the 5th century AD. That means after 700 years, Venerable Buddhaghosa, who came from India to write the commentaries on the Pali Canon, he wrote 3 commentaries on this Abhidhamma Pitaka, Attasalini on Dhamma Sangani, Sammoha Vinodani on Vibhanga, and Panchappa Karanatta Katha on the other 5 texts of the Abhidhamma Pitaka. And from the end of the Anuradhapura period until Polonnaruwa period, some Buddhist monks thought that it's a vast literature, Abhidhamma Pitaka and its long commentary. Therefore, they summarized the content of the Abhidhamma into small booklets. We call them compendiums, Sangha, summaries. There are about 9 such summaries written during that period of time: Abhidhammavatara, Abhidhammatta Sangha, Satya Sankhepa, Namarupa Parijjeda, etc. But among these, about 25 pages of short book is written by Venerable Anuruddha. It is called Abhidhammatta Sangha. It has given the content of Abhidhamma in a short way, in a summary. It includes only 4 items: Chitta, Chetasika, Rupa, Nibbana. Therefore, this book was very popular at a later period until today. For the first time in European countries, this book was translated into English as Compendium of Philosophy by Sui Sangong, and Venerable Narada translated it as a Manual of Abhidhamma, and Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi he expanded this book as a comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma. Then, in the European countries, where was this popular subject of Abhidhamma was based on Abhidhammatta Sangha, Manual of Abhidhamma, because it is very brief, only 4 subjects. Therefore, even in Sri Lanka, in Burma, everywhere people study this book as the Abhidhamma. But however, we have to say that it has some other aspects also. At a later period, in order to understand these summaries or shorter forms or compendiums, Buddhist monks composed sub-commentaries on these compendiums. Vibhavini Tika, Vikasini Tika, these are sub-commentaries. And later, in Burma, even today, they are writing commentaries, they are called sub-commentaries. For example, on Vibhavini Tika, it is a sub-commentary on Abhidhamma Sangha. Manisara Manjusa is a sub-commentary. But remember that these are not shorter books. The Manisara Manjusa includes more than 1,000 pages. But however, don't get fear about this vast literature, because as in the Abhidhamma Sangha, the main subjects of all the subjects of Abhidhamma are categorized, classified into 4 simple aspects: Chitta, Cetasika, Rupa, Nibbana. And also, it is easier because whether they are explained in various ways in a vast literature, but we are studying only 4 subjects: Chitta, Cetasika, Rupa. That is why, therefore, understanding this extent of the limit of the subject, you can study it without fear. And number 5, Payojana. Payojana means benefit. When we understand or learn a new subject, we also should understand its benefits. Because without benefits, we have no use, because it is useless. Because yankincha rammanam kattva, because every person does something because of some benefit. Maybe it is the worldly benefit or spiritual benefit. But here, as far as Abhidhamma is concerned, if we learn Abhidhamma well, we can get both worldly benefits as well as spiritual benefits. First thing is that, Buddha's teachings, suttas for example, cannot be interpreted properly, gradually, intellectually, without knowing Abhidhamma. For example, let us say, Mano Pubbangama Dhamma, Mano Setta, Mano Maya. The first verse of Dhammapada. Mano. What is Mano? Because in Buddha's teachings, it is a conventional form of language. Sometimes mind is called mana, sometimes vijnana, sometimes chitta. But we are bewildered. How to understand? What are the dhammas? Things. Things have no meaning, specific meaning. No? Things are headed by mind. Therefore, we cannot interpret Dhammapada verse properly, intellectually, philosophically, without reference to Abhidhamma. When we come to Abhidhamma, actually in the commentaries, main teachings of the Buddha are interpreted in Abhidhammic, according to the Abhidhammic philosophy. For example, Mano, Pubbangama Adhamma, Manoti Chitta. Mana means Chitta. It's very definite. According to Abhidhamma, there are 89 or 120 parts of mind. Then here Mana refers to those mind, mental aspects. Then Dhamma, Dhammati Cetasika. Dhamma means Cetasika. There are 52 Cetasikas, definite. Then we understand that Mano Pubbangama Dhamma, mind is preceded by Cetasikas. Then very definite, very clear. Likewise, if we want to interpret early Buddha's teachings, we should know Abhidhamma. Without Abhidhamma, we cannot give definite and clear interpretation of the early Buddhist teachings. That is one of the main benefits that we get from Abhidhamma. And also, people have various problems, physical and mental. Physical problems are treated by Ayurveda medicine. But 5 parts of the personality, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, form, feelings, perception, dispositions and consciousness. The analysis of the person into 5 groups. 4 parts refers to mind. Only 1 part refers to physical aspect. Therefore, many problems that are related to the personality are mental. Therefore, we have to solve these problems in order to lead the happy and contented life. Therefore, if we want to solve our mental problems, we should know Abhidhamma. Without Abhidhamma, in modern way, they take individually on some mental aspects, depression, stress, etc. But they have no foundation. What is the foundation? What is the philosophy? Just they explain and recommend medicines. But Buddhism is not in that way. Buddhism has a good foundation. But I will explain only one fact that you know. According to Abhidhamma, mind is classified into four. Chitta, Chetasika, three parts. Kamavachara, Rupavachara, Arupavachara. Mind belongs to the sensual sphere. Mind belongs to the material sphere. Mind belongs to the immaterial sphere. Mind belonging to the transcendental stage. You see that this is the divisions of minds. That means Kamavachara. Kamavachara means 11 worlds. 6 heavens, human world and 4 hells. The people who live in these worlds have this kind of mentality. And also Rupavachara, Arupavachara means when we develop the trances, material and form and formless trances, then what happens to the mind? That is explained in Rupavachara and Arupavachara. When we transcend in the world, we go to the spiritual aspect that belongs to the Lokottara or transcendental aspect. Then you see, this mind has a location because human beings have developed their life by realizing two aspects, two foundations, time and space. Without these two concepts, we cannot think. For example, animals have no these concepts. When the sun sets, they sleep. When the sun rises, they get up and eat and sleep again. They have no concepts of time and space. They today here, next day somewhere else. But human beings develop up to this scientific world by understanding or by recognizing or by creating these two concepts. There is something called time, past, present and future. And there is something called space that we are studying. Everything is in a flux, changing. But in a changing world, in order to go forward, we should follow these two concepts, space and time. I am here in Sri Lanka, it is my land. Oh, I was born in 1970 or 50. I will be living in the future. Then we get benefit of the past, present we build up, and thinking of the future, we make plans. Like that, we develop everything because of these two concepts, time and space. Mind also is same. It is changing moment by moment. How can we start? Where to start? How to interpret? No way. But these two concepts are important, essential. What is time and space? Then in Abhidhamma, Buddha took the first concept, space, Kamavachara. The mind belongs into the beings in the Kamavachara world. The mind belonging to the Rupavachara, Arupavachara worlds. The mind belonging to the Lokottara stage. That is the space. And rising, existing, vanishing. Uppada, Thiti, Bhanga. Then this is the duration. Likewise, these two concepts are used in Abhidhamma. Actually, it is a scientific method. Even today, even in highest technology, they cannot do anything without referring to these two concepts. Therefore, in Abhidhamma also same. And also we should understand that whatever we follow, Vinaya, Sutta or Abhidhamma, all of us, whether lay people or priests, all of them have to follow one path. There are no two paths. It's called middle path in one way because it rejects two extremist paths at the time followed by other people. Even today they are followed. Self-mortification, self-indulgence. These two extremist paths are avoided and middle way is followed. This is also called Noble Eightfold Path, middle path. Then we have to follow middle path. Even in Abhidhamma, you have to follow middle path, nothing else. That means middle path includes 3 stages: Sila, Samadhi, Panya, morality, concentration and wisdom. Then you see in Abhidhamma, Kamavachara Chitta, based on greed, hatred and delusion, non-greed, non-hatred and non-delusion. Then, if thoughts arise based on greed, hatred and delusion, they are unwholesome. If the thoughts arise on non-greed, non-hatred and non-delusion, they are wholesome. Then good and bad, that is morality. But difference is that in the suttas we discuss refraining from killing, refraining from stealing, refraining from adultery, etc. But Abhidhamma is concerned the psychological basis of morality. Lobha dosa moha, alobha dosa amoha. It's a psychological interpretation of morality. When we come to Rupavachara and Arupavachara, trance, taking objects, material objects, if we develop concentration, it is Rupavachara. If taking immaterial things as the object of meditation, they are Arupavachara. Then, however, 4 trances or 5 trances, material, 4 trances, immaterial. First, second, third, fourth, fifth jhanas, trances, and akasananchayatana, vijnananchayatana, akinchanyayatana, neosanyana, sanyayatana. These are formless trances. Then it collectively refers to the second stage of samadhi. Then third one is lokottara or panya. Panya means extreme winning, non-returning, once returning, non-returning, arahantship. These are Sotapatti, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahata. Then it is wisdom. That means Sila, Samadhi, Panya, Noble Eightfold Path, middle path that we follow. Then that is the benefit, that is the main objective of Buddhism in order to make an end of mass of suffering. Then everyone has to follow this path. Then the same path is the basis of Abhidhammic interpretations. Therefore, don't need to get fear. But we can use it for our main purpose, to achieve the main purpose, as well as to solve the mental problems in day-to-day life, and also interpret the early Buddhism methodically, intellectually. We can use Abhidhamma. Therefore, there are many benefits of learning Abhidhamma. Therefore, we can learn Abhidhamma according to this short introduction in the next lessons. Today I presented a brief introduction to Abhidhamma. This is not Abhidhamma actually. It is important to understand the background in order to understand something specific thing. Because without referring to such a background, we cannot understand anything. Actually, Abhidhamma also, if we start with the Somanassa Sagata Jnana Sampayutta, we don't understand anything. That is why I explain Sanya, Nimitta, Kattara, Parimana, Payojana, 5 aspects mainly regarding the Abhidhamma. Then in the next lessons, you can understand easily what I am explaining as Abhidhamma. Then in the next lessons, we will pay our attention to the main contents of Abhidhamma.